anything and having this stop, so hopefully it's a long ramble. But anyway, drink review first here. I've got a Watermelon Wave Alani Nu. I don't think I did this one. I very well might have, but I truly can't remember. So it says 200 milligrams in it. I feel like I've liked these in the past. I haven't done one of these in a little bit. I don't think it's been a little bit at least. I don't know. It smells decent. What a nice change of pace from those coffees. It's pretty good. Almost tastes like watermelon soda. Watermelon taste is pretty good though. Not recommended for children, people sensitive to caffeine, pregnant women, or women who are nursing. I laughed there because I very briefly, when I saw caffeine, I thought it said people sensitive to California. This isn't bad though. Trying to think of what I'd give this. It's pretty good. Like I said, it just tastes like a watermelon soda. Decent watermelon taste. I think I'd go an 8 on this one. It's solid. It probably could have been a little colder, but it'd been about the fridge, maybe about, no, how longer than that, right? Maybe about an hour. Definitely an 8 on this Watermelon Wave by Alani Nu. Is it NU or just new? I don't know. But I'll keep drinking that, obviously. But let's get into the ramble. It's kind of rambled. Start the month of April. We're in April. A couple days in. We got a bunch of soil coming for our plants. They've all sprouted. Some of the herbs haven't, but the peas, actually the peppers haven't. The peas, zucchini, 2 different types of peas, I forget, snow pea and something else. Zucchini and tomatoes are all busting out. We gotta get those in pots quick. We gotta get that soil. The basil has started to come up, but the others haven't yet. I don't know if the peppers just need more time or what. I don't know. I mean, everything is starting to. All the growth plants are. Peonies are starting to bust back nicely. I don't know what this thing is. I gotta take a picture of it and look it up. It's like a viney plant that has flowers that come off of it that's growing on. At the front, there's like a little solar powered light on the top of it that doesn't work. We have to get a new one for it. It's like a stake in the ground. It's kind of a trellis, whatever type thing. But stuff grows on this, and this thing exploded. I'm like, oh, this must be dead from the heat, and it exploded. It's like ready to bloom or whatever. But that's coming in crazy. The hospices are starting to come up. The hydrangea trees are starting now. Nicely, they're starting to make their move. I think it was the daffodils. They already just bloomed, and then they still have the green part. But there's other random stuff coming in. I don't know the names of all these things, but everything's making its way back. So that's cool. Like I said, this video's going up on Thursday. I'm filming it Tuesday. So I may have gone into town, but if I get anything, I would do a pickup bit on it, regardless. It's supposed to be 86 on Friday and like 84 on Saturday, so that's pretty sweet. It's been nice here for a bit now. Weather's definitely starting to perk up, but people who moved did leave a bunch of pots around, so it's kind of nice if we want to put some either just regular plants in there or vegetables in some of them as well. We brought some pots with us. What else happened? Threw in last night in Soho. Watched that on a Monday night. Good movie. I liked it actually. Quite a bit. I'll admit it gets a little. I guess like the third act gets a little. I don't want to say crazy, but it loses a little bit of the kind of suspenseful edge it had to it, but still solid. Looked really nice in the 4K. Like I said, that was my first 4K movie. At first, I'm like kind of watching. I'm like, yeah, it looks nice, but especially because this movie, like it's like it's time travel kind of aspect to it as well. But when she goes back into the 60s, it's very nicely colors, like reds and blues and stuff. And there's certain parts where I was like, yeah, this looks really nice. So that's cool. It has a commentary on it that I'll probably. There's two. There's one with Edgar Wright and the writer, and one with Edgar Wright and somebody else. I don't know what they did, if they were just a producer or what. But I'll probably go back and watch it with the commentary again. It's about Thomasin Mackenzie, is that her name? She's going into London to go to fashion school. She's a designer. She wants to be a designer. And she goes there and she stays at this place. Like, I guess it's like kind of a college dorm, right? And people are kind of assholes, so she leaves and stays in this apartment. Not that far away, but. And she starts just starts dreaming, and she's like going back into the 60s. And it goes from there, like, was this woman in the 60s murdered or what? Like, she's trying to, like, piece together a kind of, you've seen these types of movies before, right? Figure out what happened to me or to them, you know, and there's little twists along the way. Well acted by everybody that's in there. Terrence Stamp popped up. I haven't seen him in a bit. He's getting up there in age. But everybody was good. Solid little movie. I would have already gotten, by the time this goes up, three of the other 4K movies I ordered would have came. I don't know if I'm going to do a pickup on those or not. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm getting excited. I gotta get another bookshelf, but not a 6 high one, maybe 4 or just 3, and do like 3 solid shelves of movies, because that would be, you can fit a lot of these, unless you're getting like the box sets, like the Indiana Jones one is like this thick. Blu-rays and DVDs are fairly thin, and the Blu-rays and 4Ks are thin. And some are, you're getting 3 movies on them. And they're same, some are not in bigger things. It'll be in a regular Blu-ray case, but it's got 3 movies in like the Mummy collection, stuff like the Pierce Brosnan Bond collection. So I can fit a lot on. I mean, I have 3 shelves, like, and you're counting multiple, like the Mummy collection, 3 Mummy movies or whatever. I can get like 45 movies a shelf. That's gonna go well past 100. So I think a 3 shelfer would be decent. That kind of doesn't necessarily limit me, but kind of gives me go ahead, don't go nuts. I'm getting excited though. I typically don't. Like, I've bought in those Blu-rays probably over the past. All the Blu-rays I have, realistically, outside of the Blair Witch, which I've had for a while, have been purchased over a pretty short period of time, maybe 3-4 years, and it's still not a ton. It's gonna take over my. Because you know what, I ordered, and that'll be there this month too. Be here this month, and I'm excited as hell to play it. The Indie came out. It's coming out this month on PS5. Indiana Jones' Great Circle. After that, I don't have. I'm not saying it's not games I'm not going to want for the PlayStation 5, but I'm just going to kind of lay off the PS5. I'm going to play that, enjoy it, and kind of pull back on the PS5, honestly, and I'll continue to get the Xbox games. But I might turn my focus to just beefing up a physical media movie collection. It's nice to have, and I like throwing in a movie last night. That's the first time I've thrown in a movie. Well, no wait. I have one. Well, this is the first time I've thrown a movie in here. I would have thrown in some of the Blu-rays I have. A bunch of the Blu-rays I have are still sealed. But I watched all the Indiana Jones that I have on that collection. The Halloween 2018 I watched. That was a gift. Thank you to the person that gave to me. That one. A few of them are the Evil Dead is as well. Maybe 1 or 2 others on. I'm not sure. Was there another one I threw in? Oh, Transformers, the movie I watched. So, and that probably would have been the last one I think that I watched. But Resident Evil Raccoon City I watched as well, and what's it called? The Resident Evil Death Island or whatever it's called. I watched as well. But I haven't thrown any in the PS5 or the Xbox One here since we've been here, so that's back till June. So it's been 8 or 9 months or whatever. But it's cool. It's just throwing it in there. There's something nice about like throwing the disc in and just watching it, as opposed to picking something off a streaming service. I was looking to see, and the Blu-ray's expensive. Well, not. There's certain copies of the Blu-ray. The one Manhunter from the 80s, 86, I believe, came out. 86 or 87. I think it was 86. It's based on Thomas Harris's Red Dragon. It's got Hannibal Lecter in there. I don't even know. Is he named in it? I forget. I must be. Yeah. But that's an awesome movie. Like, and I always liked that movie. It's on Tubi, I think, so I'm just gonna watch it on Tubi because the Blu-ray is like, it doesn't have a 4K release. I don't know if we'll get one, but the one version of the Blu-ray, I forget, it's like Scream Factory Edition or some shit. It's like $90 on eBay. You can find other editions on Blu-ray for like $25-30, but it's directed by Michael Mann. It looks like Miami Vice because he did Miami Vice. I'm pretty sure, Heat, Casino. Did he do? No, he did Heat. Did he direct Casino? He directed Heat. I think he directed Collateral with Tom Cruise. He's done a bunch of good movies. I think he directed the Miami Vice movie too. That was with, who was in that? Colin Farrell and was it Jamie Foxx? I forget. Manhunter's great though. Brian Cox plays Lecter. He's not in it much, and it's funny, you see people like, it's hard to compare his to. I'm not gonna count. Who's the guy who plays him in the show? Mads Mikkelsen. I had forgotten that they made that prequel one, and I think it's another book by Thomas Harris. And I think he wrote the screenplay for it. The Hannibal Rising one. I forgot that movie even came out until I was looking up stuff on Manhunter and shit. And I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen it. That movie like didn't do well in the box office, and it critically didn't do well either. I've not seen it, but I forget. I don't know who plays him. He's playing a young Lecter before he became the killer, serial killer. But like Anthony Hopkins' role is more known, obviously, what it is. Brian Cox, for the little screen time he has, is actually really, really good. Like some people, it's stupid to say because I like him more than he had like 10 minutes of screen time compared to Hopkins' 3 movies. You know, Hannibal, Red Dragon, and Manhunter is absolutely better than Red Dragon in my opinion. You know, 3 movies he did. Although I think a lot of people say this, like Hopkins' Silence of the Lambs is incredible. That movie's freaking amazing. I need to get that one on 4K because that's just a movie. That movie's nostalgic as hell too. I don't know why. I remember watching that when I was like 12 or 13. Like coming out in 91. I probably would have seen it a little bit after that on video. Probably about 13 or something. But Hannibal's cool too. I remember me and my friends seeing Hannibal in the movies. Hannibal's pretty good. But he's starting to like, he's almost like hamming it up a little bit. He's starting to ham it up, Anthony Hopkins. Like, and Red Dragon I wasn't into. Manhunter's a lot better than that. William Peterson is Will Graham, and he's excellent. Isn't just an excellent movie. Manhunter, check that out. Especially if you like the Hannibal Lecter movies. He's only in Red Dragon. Well, he's in Red Dragon more because, you know, you gotta get him in there. In Manhunter, he's not in much of it. It follows the book, like Will Graham. Is it Will Graham? Or I forget his name. His last name's Graham, right? The character William Peterson plays, but he consults with, like, he's the one that caught Lecter, and he consults him in prison with a criminal insane asylums and whatever. And he actually does that in the book and shit, but he wasn't like the icon that he became, the character. Speaking of, I swear, the word iconic, if you're on Instagram or wherever, someone's like, so-and-so's iconic dress, and it's like, dude, is this just me? What do you guys think on this? The word iconic gets thrown around. I swear someone's like, iconic this, their iconic role, their iconic part, iconic scene, iconic dress. Everything's iconic, and it's like, dude, stop. It's overused. And most of the time, not true. 8.5 on that still. No, 8, sorry, I gave an 8. There's your reviews, my reviews for you. Watermelon Wave, it's solid. And it almost is better because I was drinking those friggin' coffees and just were. Let me know if you guys want that. I got some the Butterfinger ice cream bars. If anyone wants to see me do an eating video and like one of those or 2 of those and mix it with something. Let me know if you want to see that. I know I did. People want to see. I think I did Twix and Snickers from a while back, but now they have 100 grand Baby Ruth and Butterfinger. But yeah, Manhunter, great movie. Awesome soundtrack, and it looks like the 80s, like it has that look. It's so good. Well acted. A lot of like cool scenes in there, really stylish. What else have I've been watching. I've watched this a bunch of times. I probably talked about this at some point in time on this channel. Strange Days at Blake Halsey High. I've been watching on Tubi. I watched the show periodically, like full. It was only like 3 seasons. I think there was a 4th season that had a few episodes. I didn't know they made like one later on. It takes place in the school, but it's new people, and I think some of the characters pop up like an episode here and there. It's like 1 season. They're older now. This show came out maybe 15, 20 years after the original. I think the janitor shows up, one of the other people, and like the professor for like an episode. I remember watching the show. I don't know when it maybe started in like '02 or something like that. was on Discovery Kids or some shit. But I remember watching, just coming across it. I probably came across it like 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning. And I liked it. It's these kids' boarding school these kids go to, and it's also called Black Hole High. But it sometimes has different names depending on, I guess, where you're watching it. And it's like almost like a teenage X-Files type show, I guess. Weird stuff goes on. The one kid's dad worked for this place called Paradigm Industries, and they had like a weird thing happen that their lab blew up and all this weird stuff happens. You know, some episodes the kid turns invisible, another one the person shrinks, or they're turning into things on the periodic table. Stuff like that. Or they're getting broadcasts from like the future is broadcasting, stuff like that. It's a good show though, I like it. I periodically watch it full. The one kid who played what's his name? Marshall on the show. He was, if you've seen Schitt's Creek, he is David's boyfriend. They eventually get married. Spoilers on that show. I forget his name. I remember when we were watching Schitt's Creek, I'd already seen the other show, Strange Days, Blake Halsey, but I was like, oh, look who that is. It's a really good show. And it's got the janitor who's he's like from the future, but he's there to like kind of help out, but not help. You know those characters that are in movies and shows. He's a good character. But that was a cool show. I remember watching that show back when it aired. I found it, and then I probably saw it reruns, and then got caught up. I didn't check it out on any streaming services. They weren't around yet, but and of course, thankfully, it's on Tubi, because Tubi has it all. You'll be like, is that on Tubi? Of course it is. Tubi's awesome. Tubi's better than Netflix. It's better than all of them, and it's free. It's free in a sense that you don't have to pay for the streaming service. You have to have internet, so you're paying for internet, but it's a free service. I mean, if you're into your Bigfoot documentaries, Tubi's got you covered. If you're into alien stuff, Tubi's got you covered. Paranormal stuff, Tubi's got you covered. Ghost stories and all that crap. And it has a lot of stuff, like Garfield and Friends is on there. Like all the Scooby-Doos are on there. I think Transformers and G.I. Joe are both on there. But like, I watched Ninth Gate might have been taken off, but I watched Ninth Gate on there a couple months back. Another fantastic movie. Manhunter's on there. That's awesome. I'm gonna watch that. They have like 6. I don't know if they still do. I did a Tubi video where I filmed. And I was like browsing Tubi, and there's like 900 Amityville movies. Amityville Karen, Amityville Toilet. Was it actually called that? I think I showed him. The toilet's killing everybody. It's so beyond cheesy. It's great. Amityville Death Toilet. It was not Amityville Toilet. It was Amityville Death Toilet. The guy goes to go to the bathroom, and the toilet has a gun, and he's like, no. I should, if that's still on there, I gotta film a quick part of that and throw it up as a short. I'm pretty sure I put it on Instagram a while back, but I always love when like the sleepy little town of Amityville. And when I lived in Massapequa, Amityville is the town over from the Amityville horror. But it's funny when this one is filmed in clearly it's like in a desert town. There's hills and shit. It's desert. I'm like, I don't think that looks like Amityville. The actual house passed it once or twice. You only need to do it once or twice. Anybody who lived in that area would have gone past it once or twice, but the ghost hunters and stuff will try to film out in front of this house, and the people that live there are like, get the fuck out of here. Because as you know the stories, the dude, was it DeFeo? No, DeFeos were the ones that, who lived there? The guy actually killed his family. And then he was saying the devil told him to do it. And I think he immediately was like, I made that up. I'm just nuts. And then the people that lived, was it the DeFeos or was that something else? Whoever lived there after that kind of made up all that ghost story shit. Because then there's people that live there after. Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happened again. But I remember I was watching a documentary on it. Amityville. I was getting pissed. Because some of you are just dude. But the people, they wouldn't want them filming in front of their house. There was actually a cop car in front of their house, and they had to film next door at the other house in the street. Because they're like, dude, fucking stop, okay? Nothing's ever happened Nothing paranormal. Heinous crimes have happened here. But yes, Amityville's a town over. And it's funny because the house is actually on a canal that then goes out to the bay. Even the Amityville movie, the original, it was more like they lived on a lake. I still like most of the movies. Even Amityville Death Toilet. It's the best of the bunch. Probably looked the most like the actual town. They might have filmed it in the town. But it was cool, like living next door to there, like next to the town next door to Amityville. But Long Island had a lot. I mean, all places too. If you look up your town or your areas, we'll say your county you live in. You look up like strange happenings and stuff. There's always like websites. It's like LI oddities for all the weird shit on Long Island. You had the Montauk stuff all about Montauk, where there's the rumors and stuff that they were doing experiments on people back in the day in Camp something. I forget what it was called. Was it Camp David? I don't know. Then you have I swear all towns have this. It's like there was was it called Sweet Hollow Road? I forget what it was called, but you know the one where someone killed themselves over this bridge, and if you stop your car under the bridge, you can't start it until you push it out. I feel like every town has this one, right? These urban legends that just happened in every town on Earth. Then you have other ones like there's Mary's Grave and Mount Misery and stuff. That's more tied into like people were killed and just whatever. Some true, some not. But it's always fun reading about that stuff. It also has other weird stuff, not just like ghostly related things, just also just weird things as well. Like if I looked up, we live in Randolph County, I probably could just look up Asheboro and you'll find out, this is haunted, that is. Well, case in point, we did the Halloween tour in downtown Asheboro, a bunch of people get on a trolley, and they just bring you around, tell you stories and the urban legends and stuff that have happened in the town, so there you go. And one of them was like, someone follows you on Route 49 and flashes the high beams, and then the car wasn't there, But I still like that stuff, I like all that stuff. I need to look at more strange happenings in Randolph County and other places. But yeah, Tubi. Can't go wrong with some Tubi. But yes, I do like having this nice physical collection of movies. It's just nice to. There's something about looking at it. Back in the day, see how this is. A lot of people do this. I start talking and then I move on to something else real quickly and come back. I like having the physical collection. It's just nice pulling a movie out and throwing it in your player. Back in the day, I had about 50, 60 DVDs. This was a while back, and I was buying like random. I remember. And this is actually getting a 4K release. This is why I remembered I used to have it on DVD. Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. This is one of those movies that comes out and just, I think Gwyneth Paltrow's in it, Angelina Jolie. Maybe it's Jude Law. I don't know. And there's another one. What was her name that was in it? She was in The Big Lebowski. Julianne Moore, I think her name is. I think it was just called Forgotten or The Forgotten or Unforgotten or something. I got these movies around the same time. Somehow I was like, why did I buy this movie? I want to get Sleepy Hollow on 4K. It's pretty cheap. Because that's a kind of a showcase for stuff. Remember when I had that on DVD? I got that when it came out on DVD. It was like $30. It's such a nice looking movie. But yeah, a lot of good. You can get a lot of good movies going far back, in the 60s, 70s as well. Wouldn't mind getting like a Clockwork Orange. I don't know if that has a 4K release. Stuff like that. Stuff from the 80s, obviously, when I first started it. Obviously, because I was born in 79. I started watching movies probably when I was like 6 or 7, so you see. And you start seeing horror movies when you're like 9 or 10. I remember my friend used to get brought to his dad, bring him his brother to see like Hellraiser in the theater. I always joke with him like that explains all. Although, you know what, I was seeing Total Recall in the movies and I would have been like 10 or 11. But that's the most horror movies class I get on. I remember when I had it on Blu-ray, Halloween, the first one, back from the 70s, on Blu-ray. And you literally were like, oh my god. Because I remember, I think I had the DVD, or I watched it on TV, like, before I had watched it, like, very close to before I threw it in on the Blu-ray, so I was like, it was in my mind. And I was like, wow, you can see more stuff, it's like, there's more trees and stuff. What's going on here? I mean, when you first got DVDs, it was, like, mind-blowing compared to VHS. You were like, holy. My first DVD I ever bought was The Haunting, the remake with Liam Neeson and, was it Liam Neeson? Owen Wilson, I think, was in it. Who was the woman in it? Was it Jennifer Lopez or was it somebody else? No, it was, Catherine Zeta-Jones, I believe, was like her and I think Liam Neeson were the two. Was it Liam Neeson? Was it not? Was he not in it? Maybe he wasn't even in it. I gotta look this up. But I remember I got that. I got Train Spotting. And I had a DVD player in my computer. That's why I started picking them up. I got them used from Blockbuster. Because I didn't have a regular DVD player until I got the Xbox in 01. No, 02. Because I had the Cube first, but the Cube didn't have a DVD player, obviously. And I started buying Blu-rays, DVDs, in 2000. I gotta look this up real quick, though. Is it Liam Neeson? I'm pretty sure Owen Wilson's in there. There's a decent amount of known people in it, and Catherine Zeta-Jones should be the other one. 99, The Haunting. And 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. House on Haunted Hill, I remember seeing that in the theater. That was 99 too. Yeah, that was another remake. It is Liam Neeson, Owen Wilson, and Catherine Zeta-Jones, Lily Taylor, Lisa Loeb in there as well. I thought it was an alright movie. I thought House on Haunted Hill was alright too. I thought 13 Ghosts wasn't that bad either. They were pumping that kind of stuff out in like the late 90s, early 2000s. Man, that Burger King eating video did gangbusters. This was going up after it, so I'm not going to know how that filmed. I'm sure it's going to do fine eating videos, especially if known places do well. But I did a Taco Bell one too. I've done Taco Bell in the past, and they typically view very well. So I'm assuming that one did too. Let's see, I don't know what I'm looking for here. There's another good movie. That's Brian Cox and Minus Man. Owen Wilson's in that too. And what else? Yeah, I do want to get a nice collection of Blu-rays, and some movies are not on 4K and probably won't get a release. There's certain movies that aren't even on Blu-ray, and there's some that don't even make it to past VHS. Although Cthulhu Mansion has a Blu-ray release, somebody released it. I need to pick that up. I'm excited to get Indiana Jones, though, to be honest with you. I'm excited to play that. Obviously, everybody says it's great and stuff. I love the indie games. I need to do another, obviously, gameplay of the NBA 2K3, the Eras thing. I'll probably film that a little later in the week and probably get up over the weekend, maybe early next week. But I am pulling back from that a little bit. like I said, I was going nuts. I probably put like 20 hours into that. But I want to do the one that I was doing for the video with the Knicks. I'm doing another one with the Suns as well. I don't. If I had my book here, I would have. Next time I do, should I go grab it? I'm gonna go grab it. Nope, I don't nudge anything. I'll be back in about 15 seconds. Not even. I was doing this, and I wanted to do this before the video cut off. But it was, this is what I did with my, this is the Pacers run I had. I was talking about this on another video, and I think I mentioned on Instagram or put a picture up of it. I ended up with, like, Durant. Was it Durant? No, it was Garnett, Duncan. I think I ended up with Durant at some point, too. Garnett, Duncan, McGrady. Okay, so you start in 83, 84 is the first season you do. From 83, 84, I used the Pacers to 86, 87, I missed the playoffs. I was drafting guys. Patrick Ewing I ended up with, Mark Price, Ron Harper. 87, 88, we win the title. Next year, round one. Then we win the title again in 89, 90. And then, after that, team just gets destroyed. First round, second round. Missed the playoffs 4 years in a row. Then first round. Then we get to 99, 2000. This is where I'm stacked now. McGrady, Garnett, Zerbiak, Antoine Walker, Jalen Rose, Garnett, Duncan. Then we go champs in 99, 2000. Champs again in 2000, 2001. We four-peat. We in the first two playoffs, I wrote this down. 30-1. We went over two playoff seasons, NBA playoffs. We were 72-10 in 2002, 2003, and won it. Then the conference finals, 03, 04. Miss. And then 05, 06 conference finals. Now, the team has changed a little bit. Guys have left. Other guys have come in. 02, 03, we win it again. No, wait, sorry. 6, 7, we lose the finals in 2006, 2007. Then they win it. They three-peat after that. They go to 4 in a row. They lose the first, and then three-peat. Then first round, second round, miss playoffs. 13, 14, win it again. That was the last one. After that, conference finals. Missed the playoffs twice, conference finals, second round. I couldn't break past the conference finals after that. And then I stopped after the 2021 season. But it was a hell of a run. We went to 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 finals, going 10-1 in the NBA finals. Hell of a run for a team. But I'm going to show you the one I'm doing. The Suns one. The Suns had a pretty decent team. I moved some guys. Second round in the 83, 84. Then missed the playoffs. First round. Missed playoffs again in 86, 87. Then we lose the finals 4-3 to the Hawks in 87, 88. And the last season I got to go back to this one. 88, 89. We won the title. First, the Hornets, who were like in the league for their first year. That team is good. That team has, I think, John Stockton, Karl Malone. I drafted Sabonis is on that team. Who else is on there? I haven't seen it in a bit, so it's obviously a good team to win titles. I kind of like the way it's unpredictable in that you could have an amazing team and get bounced in the first round, and I'm like, somebody must be hurt, and they're not. And sometimes, like, I was doing one with the Sonics, and I struggled. It took me like 5 years just to get to a first round exit, and then I made the second round, and I couldn't break through with them at all. I think I did it for like 10, 15 years. I don't think I got a title. Maybe it was about 10 years, and I didn't get a title or anything. I was like, all right, I'm on some other team. So, it's kind of cool that way. Ultimately, some of the trades are ridiculous. Like, I didn't draft McGrady. McGrady was in the same draft as, was it Duncan or somebody else? Because I picked the one with the first overall pick. And then all of a sudden, I had another overall pick. This is what I do. I stockpile these picks. So some drafts I have 3, 4 first rounders. And somebody just wants to trade me McGrady on draft day. And I'm like, okay. I give him like a first round pick the following year. And a first round pick that I had the same year. And they're giving me McGrady and like another first round pick. I was like, what? Some of the trades were a little ridiculous. I don't sign free agents often either. Sometimes I do. I did sign, oh, I forget. I think with the Suns team I signed somebody. I don't know who it was. Like I said, I think I talked about tried signing Drexler, but I couldn't afford him, and I threw him like some bullshit offer. He was just immediately got declined. But still fun. Kind of doing that and going through. I might start. I had a Timberwolves team that did well that I started from the 90s. I did the 90s era, the Jordan era. I might do that again because it changes it up a bit in the fact that a lot of the players that you would have been drafting throughout the Jordan Magic era, Magic Bird era, are already in the league, so that changes the dynamic as well. So I need to do that again from that era. And I might try one where I use like a stud team and kind of try to keep them good for a while. I don't know. But like any other sport game, I will go nuts with it for like a month, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. Although I do want to actually kind of play some of the actual game as well. But yeah. Every time I use a team now, I didn't do it with the Timberwolves, or the first one I did with the Blazers. I didn't do it with the Knicks either. I mean, I'm only about, 5 or 6 years in that one that I did. But I like writing it down and seeing how they did throughout. You'll see who won the title. If you go to like league history, it'll tell you. You can see how many titles you won, but you can't see like what round you kind of lost in, or if you missed the playoffs or whatever. But it's a fun mode. It's just fun. I want them to do that. To do the other games do that, because give me an NHL or an NFL game or baseball game where you can do that era stuff. Although at this point, 2K just does basketball, right? I know they do the wrestling as well, but they don't do even hockey anymore, do they? They don't do hockey, right? It's just the NHLs by EA that are coming out, right? And then the MLB The Show, the Sony ones, who's been doing the baseball. And then football is EA as well. Because I would love to do that. Maybe the other franchises do something. Let me know if the other games do something where it has like an eras mode where you can start up. And I'm not talking like a regular dynasty mode where it starts from the year you're in, kind of, and moves forward. I'm talking like, you go to a specific era where these players are in place. Well, most of them. Not even most of them. Enough of them. A lot of creative players. Generic players. You always tell the generic players in that game, they always, like, if they have like a full arm, like full sleeve of tattoos, you're like, that's probably a made up player. I don't know why, they're always giving them tattoos. Like, I know some players, actual players, have the tattoos, but with this it's like so obvious. You're like, no, why do like 5 of these top 15 picks all have like a full sleeve? But yeah. And this in a few minutes. I did get to 43 minutes here, so in my opinion, it's like anything at like 45 minutes qualifies as a long ramble to me. But, somebody actually pointed that out. They did just put butt in a comment, and I was like, what? And like, you say butt after every word. I was like, oh, crap. I'm going to be like self-conscious of how often I'm saying that. What can you do? Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to watch more movies. More movies that I have on Blu-ray and 4K. We'll see how long I do this until I get bored. Not bored, but move away from it. But I don't plan on selling any of them, and it's not like games where some games have value. A lot of these movies do not have much value, so I'm not tempted to sell something that has no value. What the hell? I don't know. Alright, anyway, I'm feeling a little bit of a shit ruin here, but yeah. It's just a nice long ramble. I had to like move things out of the way so I didn't bump into anything. to have this freaking thing's turn off or whatever. Should have a new laptop very soon, so I'll probably do a video, maybe unboxing that and stuff. But yeah, just ate on this watermelon wave, Alani energy drink, and just long rambling about stuff, movies and whatever, and some video game stuff as always.